Hey guys, it's Albathium back with another boss guide for the First Berserker Khazan, and it's going to be the final boss, Mr. Ozma, or as I call him, Brosma. Now guys, first things first, I want to thank each and every one of you who has been watching the videos, and I can't be happier that I have been helping you get this far. And this boss is no different. You got this. I'm getting this out of the way immediately. You got this. But you know how this goes. Before I even think about asking you to click that like or subscribe button for me, please allow me a chance to earn that from you. With that being said, let's get it on this. First things first, the prep work. Now, I cannot recommend enough for you to actually use the golden armor, the golden set, because you see all of these amazing perks that we have unlocked by simply combining everything. Now you even learn a upgraded version of Moonlight, the Awakening, rear assault damage. This is going to be very important because it's gonna be having a synergy with other stuff, and I'm gonna be showing you the skills. Also, trance damage increase, absolutely massive, and the other two are also very handy. Now when it comes to the accessories, maybe a little bit of chaos resistance, you never know, and I leave that entirely up to you. And the skills, everything you see on the screen is going to be absolutely handy, especially the shadow reversal and the trance skill that the armor is actually enhancing a lot. Now I also recommend that you upgrade the counterattack fully, and if you're not sure how to use this, I'm going to be linking a video at the end of this one explaining you how. And the boss fight itself. Guys, I am now pausing here as I will be doing that as I usually do in these boss guides. I'm gonna be using the footage of probably my worst attempt. I was making so many mistakes, like almost willingly walking into some attacks just to show you that you do not need to play perfectly to actually beat this boss. Now this fight always starts the same way, 2 slashes into the ice attack, and you will know it is indeed this ice attack because of the ice that is all rimmed on his weapon. Now this ice attack you deal with differently than every other one of his ranged attacks, and I'm gonna be now explaining to you why. Once you see this ice attack, this is a perfect opportunity that in one move you're going to be avoiding the attack and getting behind the boss for some punishment, because this attack, it has a cone shape, so the further you are away from the boss, the harder it's gonna be to deal with, which is why if you are close to the boss you have a lot less to worry about. Now when we are talking about punishing the boss from behind, which sounds very suggestive, do not get carried away, because if you do, your own attacks might push you forward into the lingering effect of the ice, and you do not want to be slowed down in this boss fight. And when it comes to his ranged attacks, this one you can actually dodge with 1 or even 2 dodges, no problem, but you can also spam that block button like Sekiro style and you will be catching all of them. All that's gonna happen is building up a little bit of chaos, and that is that. And speaking of ranged attacks, this one might be a little bit tricky simply because of your perspective. It doesn't feel like it's coming to you, but it feels like it's coming to you and you dodge too soon simply because of his hand movement and combination of that with perspective. You are gonna get the timings down, but here's the problem here. Almost, I would say 7 times out of 10 when he does this attack, he is gonna be going in with a burst attack follow-up. This happens not just after this attack, but almost any attack where he is flying in the air, you are safe to assume that the burst attack is gonna be coming. Now burst attack is your massive opportunity to do this counterattack and then punish him. Now this is where you're gonna be dealing a ton of damage, and I do mean a ton of damage. This is where you use your little skills, and if you see this attack with the daggers, a lot of bosses actually have this similar attack. If you're close to the boss, you can actually snap him out of it. If not, well, you just have to dodge. Now this attack that you saw right here build up, simply hold that block button, and that's all it takes. But tricky part is the follow-up. After this, he gets these wings, you know he's gonna lunge at you, and instead of trying to block, I am simply just dodging backwards, but not even mindlessly. It's a very steady rhythm of doing that. Now, another tricky attack that you might not know how to deal with is gonna be this, because this attack ends very devastatingly, and I'm gonna be giving you 2 options how to deal with it. Now, obviously, if he has a little stamina, you can simply hit him and just punish him the hell out of him. But if he doesn't have, if he proceeds with attack, you have two options to deal with this. You can pay attention to that little drop descending to the floor and dodge at the same moment. But if this is too hard for you, you can simply activate your phantom form and let the phantom worry about that instead. Now, one more attack that might be giving you a lot of trouble are these two buzz saws. Now, how you deal with this is simply dodging backwards while making sure that you are staying down the middle of the attacks, while also maybe dodging to the side or even holding the block button for any attacks that are gonna be following up right down the middle. Now, there are two AoE attacks that we simply need to talk about, and one is very, very benign, the other one maybe not so. Now, I'm gonna be pausing right here. Now, once you see this pentagram of swords on the ground, this means that it's going to be a fire attack that is spreading across pretty much the entire arena. If it's not, if it's one of those ground-shaping attacks, you have a lot of time, and I do mean a lot of time to get to safety. Now, if it's one of these attacks, you are simply gonna be putting a little bit of distance between you and him and just waiting it out. And then the twisters. The best thing to do is just stay away from them and let him come to you. Now he has another attack where he shoots a bunch of these little projectiles and finishes off with a laser attack. So dodging projectiles into one direction, and then at the very end, the very last projectile, just dodge into opposite direction. That's going to be enough to deal with that. And guys, basically this is going to be the phase 1, and congratulations, you've done this. Let's proceed to phase 2. And when it comes to the phase 2, if you're quick enough, you can actually close the distance and lay down some punishment immediately. He has a lot of these melee attacks with the wings, and all of these charging attacks, best thing to do is simply dodge to the side. But his melee attacks are a great opportunity to actually do some little bit of stamina damage and just starting working that. The counterattacks are gonna be your massively best friend here, because they will create a great opportunity to just do a ton, and I do mean a ton of damage with your skills. Now, I'm gonna be sharing these attacks right here because I have got a lot of damage simply by being stupid. I have been trying to perfect deflect the whole time, but had I actually held the block button and managed my stamina, everything would have been absolutely fine. So do not overcommit, do not think you actually need to perfect deflect every attack he has and then just maybe dodge some. Now here is the thing, once you see all of these attacks, do you see how I'm gambling even with this little bit of HP? I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna be healing immediately, let's see what we can do. And then again, the counterattack just simply comes in so clutch to deal a ton of damage to the guy and even creating an opportunity for me to finally heal. And then this attack. Now this attack might cause some confusion. You see all of these portals open up and you know what's coming. You're gonna be shot like crazy. But what this kind of creates an illusion of is that these portals are everywhere around the whole arena, even behind you. So you're like thinking, how am I gonna be dodging all of this? No, all of this in your field of vision is the only thing you need to be worried about. So just pay attention to which portals are going to be shooting and dodge accordingly. Do not waste all of your stamina, and then after all of the portals are done shooting, he's going to be doing a superhero landing, as Deadpool would say, and just holding the block button takes care of that. And you have another opportunity to actually punish him a lot. Now, this attack right here can also be very tricky. What I like to do is deal with it exactly how I deal with that ice attack. I just keep dodging to him and then getting behind him. Wait after those diagonal attacks have been shot through, because the ones that are parallel are gonna be coming. The only thing I forgot was that he has a grab attack. So do not overcommit. Do not overcommit into attacking. And the phantom form clutch again. This attack, you see when it's going to be deploying, the only thing you need to worry about is not being there once that blows up, and then just heal accordingly. Pay attention to your HP. Do not do what I did earlier when I was just playing around with the boss, feeling him out. Just keep an eye out what he's doing. Dodge. Just keep dodging, just keep holding that block button instead of trying to perfect deflect everything. But if you feel confident enough that you can get some that's going to be helpful immediately. Now, these attacks are also very tricky because you have to worry about an attack on the ground, but there's another attack coming from the side, so every time you dodge, keep dodging to the side wherever you want, because that's gonna be helping you so much. Now, don't do this what I did. Once you see that attack, just move away. I'm just going in like a stupid idiot, and you absolutely aren't that. And as you can see, he is again following down on these attacks, and I'm dealing with it very easily. And at this point, it's me or the boss. And why I'm actually showing you this footage also, another reason is this type of stuff happens a lot, and I do mean a lot, and the player might start panicking and overcommitting, and this is where you're gonna be losing. If you stay, focused, if you stay calm, if you start thinking clearly, unlike what I have been doing this whole time in this attempt, you are absolutely going to be okay. Now, this attack is a black hole attack, and just spamming the dodge button is gonna get you out of that. But once you are in there, he's gonna start doing these laser attacks that are heavily telegraphed and following up with these dashing attacks. All of these are visually overwhelming, but not that difficult to dodge. And then you have him on the ropes. You have him, broken down. Always make sure you're dealing enough damage before you actually trigger the brutal attack, and then just get him over the line with your skills, because you have an insane, and I do mean insane, damage output potential. Guys, thank you for watching. Do not overcommit. Just stay calm. You are gonna be getting this, and let me know in the comments. I believe in you. Make me proud. I am already proud, but make yourself proud of you. Bye bye, guys.